fingerprint sensor. Why isn't it on the power button? Oh wait, I guess they didn't get saved from it at all. I did still complain about it. That's a shame. Anyway, you don't have to use it. The speaker grill placement above the keyboard looks really nice, and the speakers themselves are pretty good. But while that lost keyboard space at the top isn't a problem for the 15, on the 13, it means that anyone with big hands is going to end up resting uncomfortably on this actually surprisingly sharp edge. What makes this more frustrating is that otherwise, this is quite a good keyboard. The keystrokes are long and quiet, and although the feel might not be quite as crisp as the Surface laptop, I still really appreciate what HP has done with the switches, with me being able to get up to full speed very quickly. What is simply unacceptable though is the trackpad, and that's what actually inspired the title of this video. It's the same unit on both models, which means that it's a pretty good size on that 13-inch, and they both have very serious palm rejection and acceleration issues. For some reason, HP has opted to use Synaptics as touchpad drivers instead of the Windows Precision ones, and the experience is just awful. Like, here, watch this. If I move slowly, close to the edge, it's actually several centimeters of movement before the trackpad even registers my finger being there. It's so bad that when I first used this machine, I assumed it was broken and that we would have to delay our review so we could wait to swap it out for another unit, but then both of them behaved in exactly the same way. Now, as it turns out, this dead zone can be tuned in the Synaptics software, but then you get palm rejection issues because that's how it does it. And it also turns out that other laptops do have a similar dead zone. Like on the Surface laptop, it turns out there is roughly a centimeter on either side that isn't immediately activated. But the thing is that between Alex and I, we've been using the Surface laptop, Razer Blade Stealth, many other laptops for years, and just like never noticed it. Whereas on these HPs, it was apparent to me within about 30 seconds. I was like, something is wrong. Oh, it's like not working because it's a full 2.5 centimeters on both sides. So since what the software is set to out of the box does appear to be the better solution compared to turning palm rejection off at all, the Spectre X360 2019 ends up with the dubious honor of tying the MSI GS75 for worst trackpad I've seen in years. Something that is particularly unacceptable on a non-gaming device where you aren't expected to regularly plug in a mouse. Speaking of plugging in, one area where the X360 13-inch really shines is in the battery life department. With its 60 watt-hour battery, it delivers some truly incredible time away from the wall. After a full 8-hour workday writing this script with no plugging in, the X360 13-inch still had 70% of its battery left when it was time to head home. As for the 15-inch model, well, it's no slouch either, lasting through the workday handily, but its 84 watt-hour battery can't quite compete with the 97 watt-hour one in the Dell XPS 15. Bottom line time then. Overall, neither the X360 13 or 15-inch did it for me. On paper, it should be a pretty clear decision to take this over something like a Surface laptop too. It's got better battery life, better performance, better connectivity, and better security features, all for a very similar price. And it does feel like HP has spent a lot of time working on the details of this machine. Kind of like there's a laptop design rubric created by a consumer study that the